read some more insignificant events in the life of a cactus. We still have the big mystery at Stagecoach Pass of who this girl is in the picture that looks just like Avon. Let's see if we find anything else that might help us solve this mystery. We're going to start with chapter 29 today. I opened the front door to let Connor in. He trudged into the apartment. His shoulders slumped. He looked so depressed, I thought he might burst into tears. "Is everything okay?" I asked him. He shrugged, and I couldn't tell if it was a tic or if he deliberately was being evasive. He leaned against the wall, not looking at me, and let out a bark. "My parents are taking a big fence out of the rodeo arena so the food trucks can get through. I've been working on that stupid report for language arts." He just stared at the kitchen floor. "Hey, guess the name of the band we got to play for the festival," I said, hoping he'd snap out of whatever funk he was in. He shrugged again. "The Flapjackaroos," I laughed. They normally do gigs for like Waffle Houses and stuff, but I guess the country western breakfast entertainment business isn't booming. So we got them to do the festival. Cheap, too. He still didn't look at me. "Is everything okay with your mom?" I asked. He finally spoke. "Yeah." "Did something happen at school?" He didn't answer me, just barely shook his head. Hoping I could cheer him up, I said, "Hey, I have a surprise for you." He followed me into the living room. I sat on the edge of a small couch, my guitar at my feet. "Sit down." I motioned with my head for him to sit beside me. He dropped his backpack on the floor and flopped down on the couch with a big, dramatic sigh. I plucked at the strings with my toes for a second and adjusted one of them. I took a deep breath, willed my pounding heart to slow down, and began to play. I had practiced Moon River every day for the last month, but I still managed to hit a wrong note here and there. Sounded okay though, and Connor was completely quiet as I played. Completely quiet. When I finished, I looked at him. "You didn't tick the whole time I was playing," I said, almost in a whisper, like if I spoke any louder, it would shatter the fragile quiet and Connor would unload all of the ticks he had bottled up while I played. I had thought he would be so happy I had finally played for him after all the times he had asked me, but I saw he had tears in his eyes. "Maybe you could bring the guitar to school and follow me around playing music everywhere I go." A single tear escaped and ran down his cheek. Then I could stop being a freak. In my whole life, I had seldom felt like I was missing out on anything by not having arms. Some of the only times I had ever wished for them were during those fleeting moments of frustration, when my shirt got caught around my neck or some insensitive person tossed something at me without thinking, only to have it bounced off my chest or head. But at this moment, I watched the tear slide down Connor's cheek. I felt the true loss of not having arms, because I couldn't reach over and wipe it away. And I wasn't about to do it with my foot. "What's wrong?" I asked. Connor shook his head. "I could never do anything like that," he whispered. "Sure you can. You can play the guitar. I'll teach you." "No," he wiped at his cheek. "That's not what I meant. Avon, you don't understand. It's like it doesn't even matter that you don't have arms. You still play the guitar and go to museums and restaurants and do all kinds of stuff. I can't do anything. I can't even go out in public." "Of course you can. Look at all you've done lately, going to the meetings and the movies and coming here all the time. You can even come to the festival. You can do anything." "No, I can't," Connor snapped, jumping up from the couch. "I won't ever be able to do anything with my life. I won't ever be an actor or a politician or a teacher or anything like that. Geez, I can't even go to the movies without renting out the whole theater." My mouth hung open in disbelief. "Why would you want to be a politician?" My great-grandma would have been appalled. I could just see her raising her wrinkled fist in the air and warning Connor about the coming revolution. Connor gazed back at me, so much sadness in his eyes. "You want to know why I was so upset when I got here?" I nodded. Yes. His ticking was getting bad again. He shrugged his shoulders manically as he spoke. I walked to the store before coming here. I wanted to get you some gummy bears. I gaped at him. You stopped at the store by yourself? For me? To get me gummy bears? I know it sounds silly, but to me, this was like the equivalent of him going to Antarctica and back to bring me a feather from a penguin's butt. He struggled to get the words out now. I saw someone filming me on their phone. My stomach dropped like it did when I rode a roller coaster. What? Yeah, Avon, they were filming. The freak. I shook my head slowly, not wanting to believe it. Maybe they were doing something else. They weren't, he yelled. So you see, I can't do any of those things because I'm a freak. Next week I'll be on YouTube with a bunch of snarky comments about what a psycho I am. I'm never going out in public again. Not to school, not to the meetings, and I'm not going to your stupid festival. Stop it. I tried to stay calm. You're not a freak. No more than I'm a freak. You can do anything you want. Go ahead and become a politician if that's what you want. What's stopping you? This, he cried as his ticking continued unabated. I shook my head. No, you're just upset because of some jerk with a cell phone. You can do anything, Connor. And you're unrealistic to say I can do anything I want. I know your parents have led you to believe that you can be whatever you want, but it's not true. You can't be a basketball player or a surgeon or an astronaut. I glared at him. Why couldn't I be an astronaut? Because I'm a girl? Because you have no arms, Avon. He shouted at me in exasperation like he was revealing some shocking secret I didn't already know. I gritted my teeth. Don't tell me what I can or cannot do, Connor. Oh, really? What's that supposed to mean? How come you won't play guitar at the festival? How come you won't eat in the cafeteria? I choose not to play the guitar at the festival or eat in front of people. It's not because I can't. I don't believe you. I glared at him. We're supposed to encourage each other, Connor. That's what friends do. I'm sorry some disgusting person was filming you at the store, but you have no right to tell me what I can't do because of your disability, he finished for me. Because you're disabled, Avon, like me. I stood up to face him. I don't know why I let what Connor said infuriate me so badly. I had been called disabled before. People had referred to my disability 100 times, but it wasn't like he had used the words to insult me. I could feel my bad temper rising and taking control. I swear if I had arms right now, I'd punch you right in your face, I cried. I'm not disabled, I'm abled. Why are you so mad? Connor said. I'm just stating a fact. I'm disabled. You're disabled. Everyone at that stupid support group is disabled. I'm just telling it like it is. Well, go tell it somewhere else and don't come back, I yelled at him. Fine. Connor could barely get the word out because his ticking was so bad at this point. He grabbed his backpack, took out the bag of gummy bears, threw it on the floor at my feet, and flew out of the apartment. And I suddenly felt incredibly sorry. Wow. This is the biggest fight or disagreement that these two have had so far in this book. What might you think, why do you think Connor and Avon have such different opinions of their abilities or disabilities? They definitely disagree on that. And Connor really kind of like drove a knife into her back when he was kept calling her disabled, and that really bothered Avon. Why do you think he would do that? Why would he say that to her? Think about that for a little bit. We're going to start chapter 30. I totally avoided Connor the next day at school. Actually, I didn't have to avoid him because I didn't see or hear him anywhere. I wondered if he had meant it when he said he was never going to school again. So it was just another day with everyone staring at me, but no one talking to me. Another day of eating lunch in this stupid bathroom. I didn't even want to see Zion and have to explain everything. I couldn't wait for school to end. I nearly ran to the bus when it was over. As soon as I got home, I sat down at my desk. I browsed through several of my most recent blog posts. No comments from Emily. No comments from Kayla. No comments from any of my old friends. My old world had moved on without me. I typed my next post. I know I totally make light of not having arms. I mean, what good does it do to complain about it all the time? This is my life. I can't change it. No arm transplant can be done. I am who I am, and it's all I've known and all I'll ever know. No big deal. I'm sure you're thinking, yeah, but come on. Not having arms must really suck at times. Yeah, not having arms does suck at times. A lot of what stinks about not having arms are little things. Things most people take for granted because they have arms. So here it is. The 20 worst things about not having arms. 1. No smacking people no matter how badly I may want to. I don't think stomping their toes provides quite the same satisfaction. 2. No boxing matches. If I had arms, I think I would have been a professional boxer. 3. Doing my hair is difficult. I would love to try some styles I can't do, like a cool fishtail or a dramatic updo. I read the term dramatic updo in a magazine once. 4. Everything takes longer. 5. No basketball. 6. No shaking hands with people when I meet them. I would make sure I always had a firm handshake. Then again, I don't have to worry about sweaty palms. 7. Using large tools like chainsaws and weed whackers is likely out for me. I know the instructions say not to operate if you're under the influence of drugs or alcohol, but they should probably say not to operate if you're under the influence of drugs or alcohol or don't have arms. 8. Strappy tank tops and dresses don't quite look right. And mannequin arms don't help either. 9. Reaching things on the top shelf. 10. My back hurts because it's hard to exercise your back muscles without arms. 11. My feet get sore. I think I have arthritis already. Feet aren't meant to be used the way I use them day after day, all day long. Unless you're an ape. 12. Non-handicapped people using the handicapped stalls in the bathroom. I need the extra room, and it sucks to wait until their perfectly armed selves are all done with their luxurious, roomy bathroom visits. 13. No pushing a heavy wheelbarrow. I'm sure one day I'll be mad about this, though it hasn't happened yet. 14. Splinters are a real pain in the butt. 15. No hand or arm massages. I hear they feel super good. 16. Harder to keep my balance. 17. Harder to do everything. 18. No wiping away a friend's tears when he's hurt. 19. No hugging him to make him feel better. 20. No reaching out for him when he walks out the door. All right. What do you think the purpose is for Avon writing her blog post? How is the tone different in this blog post than in her previous blog posts? She's a little bit more negative in this one. She's talking about all the reasons why it's bad not to have arms. And I think we understand a little bit of her reasoning why she's doing that because of the fight with Connor and the need to feel, she felt bad about the argument and she wanted to comfort him and make him feel better, but she can't hug him, she can't wipe away his tears, she can't reach out for him when he turns to go. So that's making her feel even worse. But did you notice that even though her blog post is a little more negative this time, focusing on the things she can't do, she still has a sense of humor throughout it. Talking about, unless you're an ape, her feet, using her feet like she does. Splinters are a real pain in the butt. That's kind of silly. That kind of, the kind of being a boxer, she'd be a professional boxer if she had arms. I think sometimes I can see her as a boxer because she does have a fiery temper with that red hair. All right, that's all we have today. I hope you enjoyed our time reading Insignificant Events in the Life of a Cactus. See you next time.